What's up, everybody? Welcome to Chess Homes, where I help you to elevate through real estate. And today I want to talk to you guys about what to expect after flipping houses for just 2 years. I am a 2 year real estate investor, and to the month right now in March 2021, it has been exactly 2 years since I have been investing in real estate and flipping houses. And I just wanted to bring some experiences to you guys so that you can see or understand what to expect and where to be, even financially, after just 2 years investing in real estate. So I bought this house that I'm sitting in front of just this month, closed on it last Monday. Today is Saturday, so it's been about a week since I've had this property, my partners and I. And since then, again, it's been a whole 2 years to the date. I bought my first flip in March of 2019, and that flip I purchased for $61,000. What I had to do to get into that flip was save up about $23,000 to $25,000. Okay, so I saved from another business that I owned $23,000 to $25,000 to get into that flip. Ended up purchasing that property for $61,000. I did $18,000 in rehab on that property and turned around and sold it for $115,000, and I think my profit on that property was somewhere around $13,000. I believe it was at the end when I got my money due back to seller. You'll see at the bottom your settlement statements and things like that. You'll see a line that says due to seller, and that due to seller fee was about $13,000. So actually, I think I only made about $10,000 on that property, which was good. It only took me a few months to get it flipped, but then it took a lot longer to get it sold. Okay, so took me about 8 months, honestly, to get that property sold. So you got to be in position to hold on these properties for a period of time if they don't sell through like you're expecting them to. And that particular one took me, again, exactly 8 months to get it sold. So from March to November. I remember I bought it in March and I sold it in November. It literally, that's how long it took me to just to get it back off of my hands and into get it sold to a buyer. So you, again, guys, you got to be, in position to not only purchase the property with hard money lenders and cash and all of that kind of stuff, but you also have to be in position to hold on to the properties as well, meaning you're going to have a monthly note. You're going to have to pay the electric bill, the water bill, the gas bill. All of those things are going to have to be paid during the holding process, what we call, these are called soft costs. And you can see some of that in my other videos. So please make sure you go down to, I think it's this side or this side, and hit the subscribe button and watch all of my videos from day one. Actually look at that first video. It's either the first or second video where I was sitting on the steps of that house in not as good of a neighborhood. This neighborhood is actually, well, let me just say, we're going to be selling this house for about $400,000. Okay, I sold that house for $115,000. So obviously, there's a huge, what is it? Geographical gap in those two prices, right? So year one, I probably flipped two houses my first year in real estate. Actually, the first year was March of 2019 through pretty much November or December of 2019. I only did one house at that time. All right. And from there, I immediately proceeded to find my second house. I found my second flip by looking on Zillow, believe it or not, on Zillow. And the way it worked was this. Now, keep in mind, from the first flip, I had $23,000. Okay. By my second flip, I had $33,000 because I had $10,000 that I had made from that first flip. Not a whole lot of money, but again, the objective is not to flip a house and to immediately start paying off bills and all of that kind of stuff, because you're going to need the funds in order to invest in the next property. Remember, when you're flipping houses, you're starting a business. So this is something that you're going to have to, these are costs that you, things like that, you're going to have to hold on to your cash so that you can reinvest into the next business. Now, property number two, I actually found on Zillow. The property was listed for $99,000. It was in the same area where I had flipped the first property, so I knew it was an up and coming area. And that's another thing you have to know about real estate when you guys are flipping houses is you want to know markets. You want to constantly be in contact with certain areas where you want to flip houses, wherever you want to buy properties, if you're buying rentals and things like that. You have to know the market. It's research. You have to make sure you do your research to understand what rents will what properties will rent for, also what they'll resell for after you do the renovations and things like that. So my second property was listed for $99,000. I actually called and I made an offer for 70 I think it was $75,000 was the offer I made. The agent told me, no, that's too low. The buyer is just going to sit and wait. So what I did was I just said, okay, well, my offer stands at $75,000. Should you decide to should you decide to take me up on my offer, it's an open offer. It stands for that amount. I actually sent her a contract as well. So that's something you guys might want to do. It's one thing to pick up a phone and talk to an agent and make offers, but it's another thing when they see that offer in paper come through their desk, okay? Because it makes it a little bit more real, more tangible, and they take you a little bit more seriously when they see the offers come in. So consider actually sending in offers, guys, not just, talking over the phone with agents. So she said no, she would not take that offer. And about a month later, she called me back and she said, will you do $89,000? And I said, no, I can't do $89,000. I'm stuck at $75,000. So she waited. I think it was actually a whole other month. The property was still available. Nobody wanted it. So she came back to me and she said, okay, can we do like $79,000 or $80,000? And I said, no, I tell you what, because that property is still available, I'll do $78,000. And we actually met right there at $78,000. That property I paid $78,000 for. I put down somewhere around $35,000. I think I didn't put down that much. God, I can't remember what I put down on that property because I've done 6 more since then or so. So, but I'll put it in the description below. I'll put some details in the description below. Also, I'll post up some things on this video while I'm talking now so you can kind of see how that deal went. But I did put up, I want to say it was maybe around 30. It was 30 to 35,000, I think, for that property, because it was going to require about 40,000 22,000 in rehab costs. So along with the rehab costs, let me see, I paid 78,000 for it, and then I had 22,000 in rehab costs. That was the numbers. I'm just trying to remember all in my head, guys. I'm sorry. But so that would have been 70, 80, 90, roughly about $100,000, and I had to put up about 30% of that, 35% of that. So I think that was right. So the numbers were 78,000 purchase price, 22,000 renovations, and I had to put up 35% of that because that was the hard money lender that I was dealing with, and I still do deal with to this day. And there's some benefits to dealing with hard money lenders that require more cash up front, and we'll talk about that in later videos, right? So second deal number 2, I actually deal number 2, I put up 35,000, 78,000 to purchase, 22,000 to renovate, and then did the renovations on that. And I actually sold that property for 168,000 or 167, something like that. I think we listed it for 169 or 168, whatever it was only $1,000 shy of what I listed it for and what I sold it for. Okay, so on that property, again, you guys got to forgive me if I can't remember all the numbers, but I actually cleared about 33,000 on that property. I can't remember. I think it was about 33,000. My check that I got, and look back in my other videos, check out my Instagram at Chess Homes Unlimited as well. But that one, I boasted a check of $78,000. So I can't do all these numbers in my head. You guys are gonna have to just help do the numbers on your own. But from that 33,000, then I bought a check in for 78,000. Okay, so if I had my calculator, I'd do it, but I'm busy rambling. So now I have 78,000 for my first flip to my second flip. I've got $78,000. Okay, now my third flip was a property I bought in that same area. As a matter of fact, in the same area. That property actually just sold about a month ago. Okay. That flip, ironically, while I was working on the second flip, my third flip, my contractor had bought over a real estate investor that owned several properties. And he said to him, listen, I've got this guy. He's a new real estate investor. He's wanting to buy properties and things like that. So I went over to take a look at the guy's. That much money for it either. I went as my contractor. I went and took a look at the property that my contractor bought the real estate investor over. What's up, dude?
Good morning.
What's going on, man?
How you doing,
I
sir?
put in some work this morning, man,
sir.
so I'm gonna work with you a little bit. Yeah, guys. So I went and saw the property that this real estate investor had that he wanted to sell, and he was asking at the time like $99,000 for his property. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom property. I went and took a look at it and I liked it, but where the market was at that time, I could not get to $99,000. So I think I offered him somewhere around 79,000. I think is where I offered him 79,000. We could not come to an agreement on price. He wanted 99. He was stuck at 99. I was stuck at like 78, 79. Okay. A year later, 1 year later, he texted me out of the blue and said, Hudson, listen, are you still interested in purchasing this property? And I said, yeah, I'm definitely interested in the property. Went over to take a look at it again, took my contractor over to see how much renovations and things like that would cost, or what we thought it would cost. And now the market has gone up in a year's time. So he came back and he said, well, I'm willing to sell the property now for like 90,000. Okay. And I said, well, I tell you what, I'll come up to, I think it was 85,000. He thought over it for a few days and he came back and we agreed at 85,000 was the purchase price of that property. $85,000 I paid for that property, put in 20,000 on that property. I went over budget just a little bit, but I actually put in $20,000 into the renovations on that property. And then by this time, I had actually found a partner, a guy who was interested in real estate and investing in real estate. And I asked him to come in on the deal with me. And he was more than happy to come in on the deal with me because we were going to be making somewhere around 40 to 50 grand, $40 to $50,000 on that property once we sold it, which we actually sold that property at 188. All right, we listed it for 189.9. We sold it for 188. All right. So again, I bought the property at $85,000, put $20,000 in the renovation, sold it for 188, and then my partner and I that I had acquired, and we both split the profits on it. So what that did for me though, when I brought in, and again, this video is all about where, I am 2 years flipping, right? So what that did for me was it enabled me to only use half of my cash to purchase the property, to put the down payment down and things like that. And my partner put up the other half, which left me some money in reserve to do some other things with. Now I get into the position where I'm able to start paying off bills and I'm able to start paying down credit card, although I only got one credit card and it wasn't even up at the time. So, but I did some other things. I buying motorcycles, buying cars, doing all that crazy stuff, which I don't recommend you guys doing. Please don't go out and start buying vehicles unless you just have to have a car or something like that. Then fine, go ahead. But don't go out and get yourself into debt once you start making a little bit of money, because you're going to need that money for flipping these properties, right? So that was deal number 3. Okay. And here's what it allowed me to do, or us to do, working together with a partner. It allowed us to buy 2 houses at the same time. So along with that flip, my third flip, I actually bought my 4th flip as well. Okay, so with the 4th flip, it was what we call the Rick Ross house. You guys will see all of my videos where I'm talking about the Rick Ross house, and that just means that it's across the street from Rick Ross's house. Okay, so we actually bought the $85,000 property along with the Rick Ross house at the same time. We closed on both of those properties right around a week apart from each other. The Rick Ross house was $170,000. And I've got an interesting story that I want to tell you guys about how we got into that deal. But keep in mind, we had already closed on the $85,000 house. I have the money that I had left over from the first two flips. He had whatever money he came to the table with, and we started on the $85,000 flip doing the renovations, split everything right down the middle, $10,000 on renovation, $10,000 on my part, $10,000 on his part. Boom, we're into the flip, right? But what we also did was we put down 70, I want to say it was about $79,000 on the Rick Ross flip, okay? The house was $170,000. The renovations was $100,000 on this flip, and we used my 35% hard money lender, okay? Which, again, I love working with those people because they have a very strategic way that they set up the loan and things like that, and it gives us more money back on the back end. So I really love that concept. So I know when people say, like, if you've been flipping for a while and you say, God, this dude is paying 35% down on these flips. On the front end, it seems like a lot because you could actually do more flips possibly if you don't have to put up as much money. But on the back end, you get a lot more money back in the end, and the fee structures are way actually cheaper to put down 35%. And it's just like anything, guys. When you go buy a car, when you go buy a house, whatever it is that you're buying, when you put up more money, it costs less money to operate, okay? So just think about it like that, and we'll talk about the details and what happened with that. But so now we're in the $85,000 flip, and we're also in the Rick Ross flip, what I call the Rick Ross flip, right? And we're still in that one to this day. So that's, for me, that brings me up to flip number 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 flips, okay? So then what I started doing was I started seeing success, and I started recording my YouTube videos and started my Instagram page and my YouTube channel, and I started documenting all the things that I was doing within these flips, okay, and how my journey was going, showing the houses like I'm showing you guys. I started doing all of that stuff, and I had other people that saw my success and said, listen, Hudson, what do I have to do to have some of the same success? How can I start investing in real estate? So then I started to what we call syndicate. I started finding flips for other people, and I got 2 great partners that I'm working with on my 5th deal, okay? On my 5th deal, I hope this wind is not blowing too much or you're not getting wind from the microphone. But I started on my 5th deal with them. So now, guys, I'm working on my 5th deal, and with my 5th deal, I actually had to end up putting no money down on this deal whatsoever because my investors actually put up all of the money, and we worked out a split percentage of what I would make and what they would make, okay? And I'm going to talk about that just a little bit. I actually did a 70-30 split with my investors on that deal. So basically, I took 70% of the profits on the deal. They're taking 30% of the profits on the deal, which it's 2 investors that are in on that deal. So the way that it actually ended up working out was they're going to be making about 65 to 75% of their investment back on that particular deal and what we've got into it. So I purchased that property. I found the property from the real estate investor. No, not from that investor. I can't remember where I found that property from. I think I was one of the agents. Let me go back. It gets confusing, guys, because there's so many properties. But one of the agents the agent that sold my 2nd flip called me and said, Hudson, I have another property that is available. If you want to come take a look at it, take a look at it, and then you can probably get into this flip into this property for $125,000. So that property, I went to go see it. It was in a downtown district, and it was a great property, great price, $125,000. She told me that the property, once it's fixed up, could sell anywhere from $275 to $350, okay, because of where it was located. So I immediately made an offer of $125. The seller The seller accepted my offer of 125, closed on that property. Keep in mind, I didn't put any of my own money into that deal because that came from the investors that I took the deal to. We walked through the property, walked through the numbers. They liked it. They put up all of the money for the property. And again, I am pretty much managing. So they don't have to come to the property. I hope, again, this microphone is working good because of air. I hope I'm not getting a lot of air. But they don't have to manage the property. They don't have to. I think I'm gonna go inside, guys. Let me go inside and talk through this one with you because that way I know I'm not getting a lot of air. So guys, so on that no, it was the fifth deal. I think it's the fifth deal. On the fifth deal, I actually started working with investors on that deal, and they actually put up all of the funds. I didn't have to put any of my own money out of pocket on that deal. They saw what I was doing. They liked what I was doing. They said, Hudson, I want to, invest with you. And we worked out a split of 70-30. So the way that deal is working out is they put up, I think it was about $30,000 to purchase the property, which was about 28 to 30% of purchase price, somewhere maybe 25% of purchase price. They put up 30,000. We purchased it for 125. The renovations on that property are going to come in at about 60,000. Actually, 60 to I told them to be prepared for 75 just to get everything done, but about 60 to 75,000 renovations on that property, and we're going to anticipate reselling that property for, I think, 300,000 is where we're going to probably end up landing on that property. So, you guys can do the math if you've been into flipping houses, if you know numbers, things like that. If not, go back and watch some of my other videos on how I show you how to calculate numbers and things like that. Again, this video is just strictly to show you what to expect being in real estate for just 2 years, okay? So again, I got that property for my investors. They're putting up the money. I don't have to put up any money on that deal. I'm managing the deal. I'm working with contractors and all of them to get the property flipped and turned around. And then that brings me to this property that you see me standing in right now, which is deal number 6, okay? So this is my 6th flip within 2 years, exactly to the month, all right? So this particular property, my partner that I got on the $85,000 property, he actually found this property. He was looking it up on Zillow. Again, this was a listed property, guys. I don't want you to think that you have to find off-market deals. It's just not true that you have to get into these off-market deals or find off-market deals. That's not the case. You can find what we call on-market listings from Redfin, Realtor.com, Trulia. There's some more I know I'm missing, but Zillow is the main one, okay? And you can find these properties here, and there's enough money in these properties to actually be able to find them on market, pay the real estate agents, and pay your contractors, and still make profits on these deals. So this is property number 6 right here. We bought this property for $275,000. It was listed for $290. We did a little bit of negotiating, and in talking to the seller who actually sold us this property, she said there were actually 2 offers that were higher than ours, but they were out of town people and they didn't trust that they were going to come in at that price. They thought they were going to, start off with some high price and then see the property because they hadn't seen the property. And then they were going to come back and try to lowball them a little bit. They didn't want to deal with those 2, so we were the 3rd highest and at $275, okay? So the numbers on this property is $275. I think we're going to renovate it for about $30,000, and then after that $30,000, we're going to resell it for about $400 to $425. I think is the resale on this one. So this is flip number 6. That's the way I was able to do 6 flips, and then the exciting part. The exciting part happened because I was able to take on a partner and take on investors for my other deals that I didn't have to put money into. So keep in mind, I'm still sitting on a stack of cash that I had from the first couple of flips that I did, along with the properties that I went on with my partner as well. So now I'm able to do some different things, which allowed me to actually find and purchase my first apartment building, okay, which is a 7-unit building located here in where I live. And and so now I'm in the process of closing on that. I'll be closing on that next week. and then we're going to, just kind of keep it going from there. But the role that I've taken on as an investor is pretty much what we call a syndicator, okay? And that's where I find other investors, I find other people that want to invest in real estate and want to put their money in real estate, but they might not have time to get into it. They don't know anything about it, whatever the case may be. And they see my success and documenting my journey, and they say, look, I want to invest with you because it looks like you know what you're doing, you're having some success, you're making money, you're doing this and that and the other. So I'll just put the money with you and you go invest it into the properties, and I'll make a return on it that way, okay? And in most cases, my investors are making anywhere from 10 to 15% in the fix and flip properties, and my investors that are in my apartment building deal, they're making anywhere from 5 to I think 7% on their investment month after month, okay? Until they're cashed out, and that's a whole nother video as well. But again, guys, I just wanted to let you guys know what to expect after flipping houses for just 2 years, just being in the market for 2 years, flipping houses 2 years. Wanted to let you guys know what you could expect, what route you could take. This is the route that I've taken. Now, a lot of other people take different routes, okay? You got Will Motivation. He's got the route that he takes. I often mention him in my videos. You've got Mark Ferguson. He has another route. Jerry Norton, he does wholesaling and some other things too. There's so many different people out there that do real estate, guys. So I encourage you to not just watch my channel, watch these other guys as well, and see, what path works best for you. If you like what I'm doing, please, by all means, feel free to contact me here at Chess Homes at 470-370-7668. Also, you can reach me on Instagram at Chess Homes Unlimited. Last but not least, you can reach me on YouTube and chesshomes@gmail, and I'll put all of those links here for you guys to contact me as well if you want to invest in real estate or just learn how to invest in real estate. Now, I've got one key thing that I want to share with you guys on that you're going to need in order to start doing what I'm doing and investing in real estate. And I'm going to talk to you about that in the next video, okay? So that's the video for today, guys. Meanwhile, I want you guys to stick and stay. Don't go away. Watch the flip. Watch what we're doing around here today so you can see how to renovate houses and things like that. So that's what you can expect after just 2 years investing in real estate, 6 flips and 1 apartment building. And then I'm actually looking for my next apartment building now that I know I'm going to be closing on the first one. I'm actually looking for the next one now, okay? And again, that's it. That's real estate investing made simple. Grant Cardone quote right there. So thank you guys. Please hit that like button so more people can see these videos. Also, hit that bell for notifications so that every time I bring out a new video, you'll get it immediately. Last but not least, hit that subscribe button so when I make money, you make money. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace. Oh, and I'm going to go change that alarm, that smoke alarm. Bye. Welcome to Chess Homes, where we help you to elevate through real estate.
I buy, I script, you buy, you get the house. Chess Home, we in the house. Chess Home, we in the house. This is chess, not checkers, and we help you live better. No pressure, we gon' find the best homes for your pleasure. Buyers and the shoppers, we the lowest price sellers, and we get you new keys when you get approval letters. The property collector, the real estate investor, we got buildings, homes, acres and hectares. Just a route, and you know what we about. Put your living in our hands, and we put you in the house. I buy, I script, you buy, you get the house. Chess Home, we in the house. Chess Home, we in the house.
Welcome to Chess Homes, where we help you to elevate through real estate.
I buy, I script, you buy, you get the house. Chess Home, we in the house. Chess Home, we in the house. This is chess, not checkers, and we help you live better. No pressure, we gon' find the best homes for your pleasure. Buyers and the shoppers, we the lowest price sellers, and we get you new keys when you get approval letters. The property collector, the real estate investor, we got buildings, homes, acres and hectares. Just the route, and you know what we about. Put your living in our hands, and we put you in a house. I buy, I script, you buy, you get the house. Chess home,